Hey, um, these dreams I'm about to share are my brother's. My mom actually reminded me of these and said, if you're going to share any dreams, these ones are probably the most important. And I was like, yeah, that's true. They're not ones that I've had, they're ones that my brother had. And I shared the first video that I recorded was actually to do with Jesus coming back, and if you haven't watched that one, this is goes with that. So this is the dream that confirmed, or the vision, sorry, that my brother had the day after, 2 days after I had the dream about Jesus coming back this year, because I obviously asked God to confirm that to me, and I wasn't going to be like, oh, yep, that's happening, without someone telling me that what I'd received was from Him. So my brother, 2 days after that, the day after Boxing Day, was shown this vision, and yeah, it's really interesting. It's Yeah, so I was wondering, okay, so if Jesus is coming back this year, that would mean that the tribulation is sort of starting soon. And then this is the vision that my brother had. He said Elohim, so God. He calls God Elohim because that's his name. He said, Elohim has shown me the tribulation will begin in the coming year. And he showed me a strange thing, that some will experience a bad experience and others, for them it will only get better and better depending on their citizenship. So if their spiritual citizenship was of the earth, they would suffer more. But if they had a heavenly citizenship, their experience will be better and better. And then he said, heaven is coming to us. This will torment some and it will enlighten others depending on this thing. Some won't be able to find food in this season while their neighbor has plenty. And that was like physical food. So depending on where their trust was, if it was in God or if it was not in God, then they would be the ones that wouldn't have food. And I did share on another video that my brother wrote a post, and I was reading that post, and in that post he said that even what you store up for yourself will be ruined. And then that was from this was when he sort of received that word. And yeah, so as in, like, if you have food, it wouldn't matter. If your trust wasn't in God, there would be like kind of like miracles, that type of thing. And then what he was shown is very interesting, and it's to do with Revelations. And this was in Revelations 12. So this was, I think, a day apart that he saw this. But what he saw first was that the tribulation was going to begin this year. And I straight away was like, okay, well, that's my confirmation. If I had a dream Jesus was coming back and he said the tribulation is starting, I was like, well, that's, if the rapture is a thing, then that would mean that that's been confirmed to me, because it would be around the same time. And yeah, so this is what he was shown in a vision as well the next day. And this is to do with Revelations 12. It's interesting. I'm going to read it. And it's to do with the woman who gave birth. I'll just read it out. He's like, the woman is giving birth to spiritual beings. She's giving birth now. Our new bodies is what she gives birth to. Our bodies are going to change now. She's already given birth. The whole universe has been waiting for this for a long time. New creatures are being born. I just saw it now. I saw what it is. She gives birth first, and the dragon is waiting. She gives birth to spiritual beings that are greater than the dragon and are too powerful for him, and they will escape the dragon, and he will be angry because she gave birth to divine beings. She gives birth first, and then she has to be cleansed, and this is the tribulation. So in other words, the spiritual beings, as in like our body, being a spiritual body, not an earthly one that's not going to last for very long, because that part in Revelations is talking about Jesus, how he was the first fruits to be given a new body, and that would one day be what we receive as well. So this is what he's talking about. So new bodies, as in us being new creatures. And then he said this can happen at any moment. So this is what he's been shown. He said it can happen at any moment. No one knows when someone will be born. The new bodies are the new creatures that she gives birth to. They're divine. So in other words, like a transformation. And then he said that there'll be a change in our appearance, but people will be able to control the appearance that they reveal themselves to others in. This is really strange to think about. It's very interesting. But you have to kind of use your imagination for this and think about when Jesus died and he rose again, that body that he appeared to his disciples in, like he was able to appear to them in a body that they knew, and like he showed them the scars on his hands, like that kind of thing, so they understood. But yeah, he said there's no way that this can be stopped now. It's already happening. And as she gives birth, then all her impurities will be washed away. This is the bowls in Revelations that are poured out. And it is about the cleansing of the earth, because she was defiled. The woman was defiled with 2 children in her womb, Jacob and Esau. So that's a pretty big dream. And yeah, I don't really know what to elaborate on with that, but it's a little bit of a mystery. And he said the previous day that God showed him that the tribulation was going to begin at some point this year. And that before then would be when this woman is giving birth. Then she goes out into the wilderness to be cleansed. Like, I understand that. That's what the tribulation is cleansing. So I understand that. And it makes sense. And so, yeah, just sharing that. And that was like a vision that he saw that was very vivid. And he was very like this really consumed like his mind for a couple of days after having this experience. So God showed him this. Yeah, and I think also the Bible, everything that happens in this realm, it speaks about it in the stars as well, because that's how God like showed people back in the Bible times, and that's how he would show signs of things in the sky and in his creation, in the planets, doing different things. So yeah, if you look up people that study those things, there will be confirmation in the stars that this is occurring at the moment or soon, or it's like it's about to happen. And I have listened to some things where people actually do study the stars and said that there is signs in the stars of this same